place. See, and they can pay, they can pay $1,000 for it, and they will. So, if you don't have $1,000, I'm sorry, but we can't use you. And if you don't do everything just perfectly true, we don't want it. So the bad character of man is also dominating man right now. That bad character can be corrected. It's gotten out of the corral. It can be corrected gradually through the gift. The gift can do it. You can't do it. What are you going to go and correct the bad character of and there are new people being born all the time? And that's the other thing that's the opposite. Is it's the quality of the composite quality. Let's look at this, of all the people on the earth right now that makes up the general atmosphere and what happens, isn't it? If it has this much quality, it will manifest that quality and it will do this and this. So there's this much quality. If you get a bad flashlight, no matter what you do to it, it's just going to be a sorry thing to operate. You don't even want it. You get a good flashlight, my God, this thing is wonderful. Well, mankind wants to have a good flashlight. You want to have good people. You make the right, they go the right way with things. They go with what's, good for mankind and what's good for themselves, what's good for people. All of us together. They say there's one soul, and I kind of feel that way. I couldn't put it into words, but I could go to Africa, and I'm sure many of us have this experience. There's a lot of people who understand, on some level, in some way, that there's just one of us. We're in different situations, but I think you go to Africa and you talk to somebody, and you relate to them. I mean, how can you relate to something that you aren't? You have to relate to something, really relate to it. You have to be that, don't you? You have to have it in you somehow. Aren't there many people that you've met in your life, or if you're younger, maybe a few, you just felt, it's kind of like hard to tell the difference. I've met people kind of had trouble telling the difference between themselves and some, it's like so close. So there's the one of us, and if we could get up there and that thing can be repaired, that's really the smart answer, isn't it? Of course, God is the smartest one of all, so he's offering, he's like, he could say the big mechanic, and this guy, he says, well, here's the same. This is just a story, but, in a way, I can't just, say, something, but it's like that, isn't it? It's like, big mechanic, he says, no, you don't need to, let's not destroy this, because you don't want to go through this whole process again. Let's repair, that's the decision, let's repair the car. And actually, we don't know whether that's been the final decision, because the thing of it is that there's a problem, isn't there, because it involves man. So if man says, here on the earth, the condition of man on the earth, which isn't very good, in many ways, the Almighty says, okay, let's repair it. Let's do it. It's going to take a while, but we'll do it. And then, and then some of the people say, yeah, let's repair it. So then that starts it up. I'm one of those people that said, yeah, let's do that. And, well, it's working great. This mechanic, I'm telling you, I mean, oh gosh, it's been quite a trip. And it creeps up on you over the years, and you start to go, yeah, this is wonderful. This is really good. What's happened? What's happened in my own life to me? Has been just wonderful. I mean, it's I don't want to make it too much of a thing, but I mean, it's been gradual, and I'm very happy. I'm a satisfied customer for sure. Yeah, but then, as I say, it doesn't just depend on that, because God is how that works is like, it seems, as far as I can see, it's my understanding. to what degree it goes. It doesn't go very far, you know. It goes somewhere. Because a man will not, if he says, no, I don't want to repair the car, screw it, let's just have what we have, we'll have a good time. I can get a few more miles out of this thing, and then, fuck it, I don't care what happens to it, see? So, no, don't repair the car. You know, even people, you know this, you go to the station, and a wise person says, well, the smart guy, the guy who really understands, says, well, you know, God, we have to stop our trip, but repair the car. Now, in this case, I want to be clear, this thing is so cool that you don't have to stop your trip. If you're a carpenter, or you're a, you know, money manager, or whatever you might be, you go right on, being whatever you are. Meanwhile, you know, in the late hours of the night, so I mean, you know, like this thing, they're working on it. They can work on it. The Almighty can work on you, and you can still. It'd be like you can still drive your car around. The mechanic somehow, you know, he's a pretty good mechanic. He can work on that car while you're driving it. Of course, to a certain extent, that's part of the secret of it. At some point, there, you have to stop and work. Half an hour twice a week. You have to have the rest of the time. Pretty much. You know, what is half an hour twice a week? Come on, people. Is that too much for you? How much time do you spend already trying to improve yourself? Trying to improve yourself, so one party tells the other party, no, we're not going to do this anymore. And the other says, I don't know, I still want to. You know, this kind of dialogue. I mean, can you improve yourself? I think you can make sincere efforts, and you can go along a path of improvement if that is strong enough. Yeah. But, you know, it's not certain what the outcome will be, because if the one who's trying to improve, you can see, or maybe you can see, it's like there's an argument, there's a thing there. If somebody really knows, a real mechanic, he knows how to fix you right. Oh, that car's going to purr when it gets finished. It's going to run good. It's going to be able to handle all kinds of things. On the earth, you have to handle all kinds of things, don't you? So we need to have the car, the soul, the being, we need to have it in good running order, so the repair is available. But as I say, if people, you know, are just so, whatever, and can't reach it, don't want to do it, why then, you know, it's possible, it's been done before, well, it's scary, but, you know, it's possible that, because we don't know, you know, the master mechanic, he's the one that knows for sure. So at some point he might say, no, cancel the order, we're not going to finish this. It'd be a big, it would seem like it was a big loss, but in the end, better, you know, to go on to it. And that's a real possibility, I guess. You know, I'm not a physician, I'm just an ordinary person, but apparently, or it may very well be, about as far as that. So, there's a possibility that I'm not going to go on this trip. And this one is what I'm not in a position to say. So that's the deal. The gift is here. It's available. But the gate seems to be closed, so I don't really know who I'm talking to. If the gate's closed, if nobody can, won't write me, can't speak, can't, you know, doesn't understand whatever it takes to understand it, can't hear it, can't see it, well then who am I talking to? Why am I don't know, you know, it's like I just feel that it's such a wonderful thing. Life on the earth, you know, is very challenging, and so therefore can be, proportionally, you might say, but there's also many wonderful things that if you have a good guide, if you're not so arrogant, and you have a good guide, you can have a marvelous time, and you know yourself that you've had some marvelous times. Most of you had a good time. Everything worked out perfectly. And if you're honest about it, you probably realize, gee, I don't even know how did that happen, but somehow it happened like that. So you get to see how things are when it's really marvelous. Like God is so gentle. So you get to see that, and then you get to see how when it's really bad too. So then, boy, you shy away from that. You don't want that bad part. Never again. Let's keep away from those. I'm not going over there. I'm not buying that gun. I'm not drinking that drink. I'm not going to sleep with that. Whatever. I'm not going to do that ever again. It's just too awful. Hey, I could be killed. No, I mean, stuff, hard stuff. Well, on the main, if you had this gift, then after a while you start having a positive life. It's a marvelous thing. It's really, and it could be, I mean, if mankind would start to do it, take it up, it would be so good. So much better. So much more fun. Right now, though, the contenders are, the mind, because the Almighty is expanding the mind right now. So, boy, that mind is having a field day. People are really taken up by it, too. It's like a new toy. Oh, my God, you can figure out. Yeah, and they figured out how to get a calculator. You can figure out even more than they're trying to make a calculator that can calculate how to figure out even more. So they can just figure it out. It's just mental. All the way across the road. And what will they figure out? Well, they'll figure out on that level. It's material, so they'll figure out everything material. They'll figure it all out materially. You won't be able to figure out anything on the vegetable level. That's why they don't cut the tree down. Doop, doop. So there it is. Here I've gone on again, haven't I? And I'm getting pretty clear that don't really know who I'm talking to. Doesn't seem to be anybody there. Nobody has the time. Just going to go on with our trapped in a realm, and that's where you live. That's where you stay. That's what you see. That's what you understand. Not quite sure. Not quite sure what it is, but I'm doing it, so maybe there is a point to it somewhere down the way. In some way, maybe somewhere there'll be a good result from what I'm doing here, even though at this point I don't think I'll be lucky. My best video that I have, in terms of people watching it, was I got one that's 45 people watched it, and notes on evolution. Fun. But my free money video, which I thought was really made an excellent point. You can remain looking at simple things, not get caught up in the complexity of everything. Just look at the simple truth. It's the best part. I don't know, what did I have? 24, 25, something like that. People watch that over a number of years, a couple of years. So I'm not going to expect, too much results or any. I've never had anybody actually, write me as saying, letter where they were interested. I've had a couple people write, say, idiotic, things or short things. 2 words. Very few though. So I'm not respecting. Well, I am respecting the results that I get. They mean something. I haven't quite figured out, but you don't always have to know everything when you do something, do we? So here I am doing. Okay, there we go. All right, bye bye.